Guys, today we're diving into a courtroom showdown where Miss Gardner and Mr. Naniga are about to face off.
What do you do with a child who can't be around the cats and dogs, but can't be around them anywhere they go? Because, I mean, you go to a park and they're running around all over the place. So at some point in time, there's going to have to be a reality check. So let me see. Ms. Gardner appears first on my screen. Ms. Gardner, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Mr. Naniga appears next. Mr. Naniga, good morning to you.
Good morning.
So before I get started, I want to cover something of procedural importance because I read it in Mr. Naniga's response to your motion, Ms. Gardner. It says on your motion that, and I quote, "I certify that on this date I served a copy of this motion, a Uniform Child Custody Jurisdiction Enforcement Act affidavit, and notice of hearing on the parties or their respective attorneys by first-class mail addressed to their last known address as defined by Michigan Court Rule 3.203. How did you, first of all, is that a correct statement?
Yeah, I had it delivered by mail.
Okay. And it's, did you mail that out on the 7th of August?
Yes, I did, sir. I have the receipt to show it.
Okay. Mr. Naniga, you mentioned something in your response that you found something just thrown on your porch?
Yes, I did.
You and the mailman not getting along? Is that what's going on? Because obviously it didn't come from, I'm pretty certain Miss Gardner didn't drive over and throw it on your porch.
It was left by UPS on my front porch. And I don't use my front porch.
Why was UPS involved with this, Miss Gardner?
I just sent it through UPS. I didn't know where to, so I just put it in an envelope that UPS had there, and I sent it through UPS. It had tracking on it. So I checked the tracking. It was received on the 8th. And the response that I got from him was the same way. I received it on my front porch. I picked it up. I opened it up.
Yeah, but see, the rules are a little more stringent for you because you're the moving party. All he has to do is serve you with a copy of the response 3 days before.
Right.
The hearing.
I did ask, and they didn't say that it needed to be something that would be signed for. So.
Right, you're right, and in fact, it's probably preferable that that's not done because obviously.
Yeah, then he wouldn't be able to receive it possibly in time.
Well, people don't pick up their certified mail sometimes, or the postman knocks on the door, and if nobody's home, then they disappear, and then you got to go down there and do it. Yeah. But the point I'm trying to make is this. Mr. Naniga, are you in the process of retaining counsel?
I did have counsel, but they turned around canceled last week due to overbooking.
Okay. Is it your intention that you're going to hire counsel now, or are you just going to do this on your own?
I can do it on my own for right now.
Who's in the room with you?
My mom.
How old are you?
She's the one that did a statement.
I know that, but this isn't an evidentiary hearing. I don't mind if your mom is there for support, but I can't have her parroting the answers to you. So If you're going to represent yourself, that's fine. But I need you to do it. At an evidentiary hearing, I will listen to whatever your mom has to say. I read her response on top of that as well. Let me ask you this, Ms. Gardner. I read your motion, and my question for you is this: is Child Protective Services in the middle of their investigation?
No, at this time they did not pursue any investigation.
Okay. So they did not substantiate the allegations, is what we say.
Yeah.
Okay. And the therapist, I think you mentioned that your
I'm
child
working on.
has a therapist. Is that accurate?
No, I'm working on trying to get her into like counseling or therapy at this point in time because of her behaviors. I really feel this is a behavioral issue, so be best for her to talk with somebody regarding this. I have just received a call earlier this morning, and Meredith Psychiatrical does have something that would be bi-weekly on Mondays that we could attend.
See, the problem is this, and I always get a little cynical when these problems are all attributable to a parent who doesn't even have custody of the child. In other words, the child is with you more than him. And how do you explain the fact that I should stop his parenting time?
At this point in time, I'm not really.
Hang on a second. Hang on a
Sorry.
second. Okay. I have to get the question out first. Okay. So, how is it that you expect me to comply with the statute, Michigan Compiled Law 722.27A3, where it says I need clear and convincing evidence that I should stop his parenting time, when CPS, the one agency that's charged with keeping kids safe, is not even going to act on it. Anything you got for me on that?
Well, I don't believe that they understand fully the severity of her allergies and asthma. The last CPS worker that had came out had told me and him both that the dogs and cats in our house were to be removed. I was told by that worker myself that he was going to be letting Nathan know this, and that he was going to be explaining that she should not be in a house with cats or dogs as well. Because of her asthma, it can exasperate it.
I know exactly again.
Now, Nathan has been having her go over to his mom's house where she has multiple cats and dogs. She states that she only has the 3. She's not including her boyfriend's dog as well. It has been a little while since I've been at her house, but it has not been 3 years. I do have text messages to my son's father stating that I had to drop my daughter off at her house. And that is the time that I had been out there when she told Amy to go feed all the cats. There was about 20 of them in the yard at that time. And my son had even asked her if he could have one of them, and we were discussing with his father if he could get one of them. But they continuously just disregard her not being around all the animals. I do not expect her to be in a bubble like Nathan was saying, but I do expect that we try and avoid what can be avoided.
And now I take it you got rid of all your pets too, right?
Yes, sir, I did. They did state in there that up until Nathan called CPS on me, that was, I didn't have CPS come out on my behalf. I mean, on my thing. When the caseworker had came out to talk to me about the incident of her being attacked, he had told me because of a previous case that Nathan had had with CPS, and I guess was told then that he was to have the cats and dogs removed, and he hadn't done it then, which led to her being attacked by one of those dogs. He was to have them removed immediately. Mine, on the other hand, he was giving me a little bit of time to get rid of them because I was not being told that I had to at that point in time.
Okay, but you're telling me you do not have any pets in your home?
I have birds and a dwarf hamster.
Anything?
No, I do not have any cats or dogs.
That's why it is crucial, because as I recall the last hearing, Mr. Naniga said that that's going to even be a moot issue because that dog is no longer in his home. The issue now is, see, you're jumping over me again.
Sorry.
Ms. Gardner, you can't do that because you're muting out microphones when you do that. And I want to hear what everybody has to say. But the issue now is exposing the child to pets of this nature. And that's why in the last hearing we were at, 228 of 25, the allegations were that the child was exhibiting inappropriate behaviors and being exposed to cats and dogs. Judge Gottlieb denied ex parte relief. And I remember telling you to prepare an order that did three things. One, said, I want parties using our family wizard. Then appointments are to be scheduled with the doctors and both parties attend. And the child is not to be left alone with the dog, this particular dog. And that was somewhat moot because Mr. Naniga didn't have that dog. But could you explain to me why you prepared an order?
Mr. Naniga insists the animals are kept outside, but Miss Gardner pushes back, claiming her daughter is still being exposed.
That didn't include the provision of appointments were to be scheduled with her doctor and both parties attend. Why wasn't that in that order you submitted to me?
I had completely forgot about that, Your Honor. I am very sorry, but I have made sure that he is aware of the appointments and that he did attend the one that we have had.
Because I want both of you on the same page as far as what exposure to animals of this type, how it can affect your daughter. And that is of critical importance to me. And I was ready to say, okay, what did the doctors say? And what did all these folks say? But I don't have that ability. So obviously, Mr. Naniga, are all these animals at your mother's home? Is that what's going on?
So the cats that she's claiming of, there's only a couple cats left. The rest of them have been removed. and all the cats that are there are outside inside of a shed. So it's
So
locked. She
they,
can't get into it.
and are they usually in the house, or they're just uh
My mom's boyfriend is also allergic to cats. That's why the cats are out in a shed.
okay. All right. Have you been to does she have a allergy doctor, Miss Gardner?
Yes, she does.
Was that the one that you and Mr. Naniga attended?
Yes.
And what did that doctor tell both of you?
I had discussed with her about the CPS thing, and she did agree with the fact of her not, it would help her and her asthma not to be exposed to cats and dogs any at that point in time, because no longer did we have them in our homes. She did at that point she did lower my daughter's steroid inhaler. She was had just changed about 6 months before that to a different steroid inhaler, and was telling us to do 2 puffs a day.
Okay.
She is doing really well on that inhaler. She has not had any more asthma attacks since then, thankfully. And the doctor did say to lower the dose only to 1 puff a day. And she did up her allergy medicine to double the dose of what it was before.
Okay. So and obviously Mr. Naniga's mother's boyfriend is also suffers that same problem. So apparently these cats are not even in the house, right?
No, they are not, sir, but I have witnessed her having my daughter go out and feed and interact with these cats, and a lot of them will come up to her because she's giving them food.
Okay. Now, I'm going to give you another shot at this, Miss Gardner, of preparing an order. Okay.
Okay, I'm going to write everything down right now, so.
All right. Because both of you changed one of my provisions for our family wizard, and are using app close. I'm not a huge fan of app close, but if it's working for both of you, then so be it. But this order, I'm going to respectfully deny your motion because you haven't met the very high burden of proof. And the second provision is this child is not to be exposed to any cat or dog, either in Mr. Naniga's home or in Miss Ledford's home. So the cats stay outside when daughter's there, and that hopefully will take care of it going forward. So prep that order and I will sign that, and we'll see if that does it. Okay, because it's
So
very
it's just that one order.
Yeah, it's well, two provisions: one, denying your motion, and two, providing that the child is not to be exposed to any cat or dog, whether at Mr. Naniga's residence or Miss Ledford's residence. Okay.
Sir, he also has her go to his dad's house, which he only has one cat, but still.
Any house that has a cat or a dog. How was that? See, you're going to wind this thing up, Miss Gardner, so it's already cost you a couple of pets. And if you wind it up, then if it gets so strict, you're going to run into this. What do you do with a child who is allergic to cats and dogs, but can't be around them anywhere they go. Because I mean, you go to a park and they're running around all over the place. So if you want to include Mr. Nandiga's father's residence, that's fine too. But at some point in time, there's going to have to be a reality check, and this child is going to be, I mean, you go outside and people are walking their dog. I don't know if that's, so I mean, obviously we'll do those two things, and let's see if that helps. Okay.
All right, thank you.
You bet. Thanks, Mr. Nandiga.
The judge delivers a ruling denying Miss Gardner's motion, but putting safeguards in place to protect the child from future exposure to animals. The ruling leaves both parents in a state of uncertainty, but the judge's firm stance on the matter makes it clear that this issue is far from over.